What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Thalia Confessionals. Welcome back to Thalia Confessionals, and today is another episode of what I like to call Thalia Thursday. This is where I get to share artistic pieces with you all every single week to hopefully inspire you on your own healing journey. Now, these pieces may or may not be faith-based, but I hope that it would still encourage you, empower you, and educate you. And if not you, then someone else that's around you. There are so many times where you'll be in a room of people and you might not even know that the person that's closest to you has walked through a similar situation like what I'm going to be sharing in this spoken word poem. So as always, this is a trigger warning that this will cover topics of sexual abuse, trauma, and the like. So please enter it with gentleness for your soul. I hope that especially during this time where there's so many celebrities, church leaders, and organizations that are being exposed for the abuse that they've put numerous victims through, that this can be a reminder that your voice matters. We need to hear your story. There's somebody that is waiting to meet you to receive the hope that they can overcome what you have already went through. There needs to be places and spaces where people can come together in a safe way to hear another person's testimony and be like, whoa, I went through that too. I'm not alone, because there's so many times where the enemy wants to isolate us, wants to trap us, or wants to make us think that we're going crazy and that the abuse never happened. I'm here to tell you today that it happened. I'm sorry that it happened. I believe you that it happened, but now it's up to you and what you want to do with that story. Maybe you regaining your power isn't putting it into a poem or a spoken word piece like I did. I found so much freedom and liberation in writing down the truth and screaming it at the top of my lungs on a microphone. But maybe for you, it's as simple or as scary as telling your closest friend, telling your partner that you've been with for years, that you've been married to, have several kids, even grandkids with, and now you're going to finally confess to them what happened to you all those years ago. Maybe it's you doing the brave work of finally going to the police department and making that report, asking for your rape kit. Maybe it's finally breaking up with the person that you've been in the abusive friendship, relationship with, or workplace situation with. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I'm just hoping that by hearing my words, you can see that I have been brought out of complete darkness and into the light. This piece, again, might not be faith-based, but as I look back on it, I can see God's handprints all over it. There's a book in the Bible that's called Esther. God's name is not mentioned, not even once, but for some reason, it's a part of the collection of books that is called the Bible. Why is that? Because even as God is being silent, even as he tries to remain anonymous, he is still God above all. It says in the word that Jesus is in all things and above all things. He is the highest authority. So although I might not have the answers to why evil things like this happens, I can tell you that our story does not end at abuse. There is hope, there is a future, not to harm us, but to give us everlasting life. We only need to confess with our mouth and believe that Jesus is the one to give us that. And I hope that this poem will bring you a little bit closer to accepting your own truth about what happened, but also maybe even considering the truth about Jesus, that he has come to set you free from all things such as these. Thank you in advance for listening.
My rape story has become my rallying call. Watch me as I march on through the hall of the silenced, the broken, the lost, and the dead. It has become my duty to paint it all red. The tape on my lips was placed by the patriarchy. I crossed my legs, bowed my head, and obeyed the oligarchy. In church, I served. At home, I slaved. In school, I got detention if my sleeve misbehaved. The fabric of my skirt has been a magnet for hands. Even if I pull it down, you justify his plans. He who was raised to see red as go, like a raging bull who doesn't understand the word no. My rape story has become my rallying call. Watch me as I march on through the hall of the silenced, the broken, the lost, and the dead. It has become my duty to paint it all red. Like a flashing sky of violent weather, I will enrage with thunder if you touch my sweater, for this body is mine, and you do not have a say in what makes me comfortable, so get out of my way. A boy doesn't like me when he is mean, so I will press on the gas when his skin turns green. My mother never left, but I mustn't do the same. I refuse to believe that he is mine to tame. My rape story has become my rallying call. Watch me as I march on through the hall of the silenced, the broken, the lost, and the dead. It has become my duty to paint it all red. What 10-month-old daughter deserves to die because an animal ripped open her thighs? Drunk or not, he still found the door. No one penetrates a hole in the floor. Halftime shows are nice and loud, so screaming girls can't be heard by the crowd. Blissful ignorance is the burning coal on which we cook our Super Bowl. My rape story has become my rallying call. Watch me as I march on through the hall of the silenced, the broken, the lost, and the dead. It has become my duty to paint it all red. Consumed by misogyny's flame, I return to the ashes from which I came. A phoenix at heart, I will rise again. My fight for justice will never end. These wounds and bruises will surely heal, and numbness won't be all that I feel. My soul will soon create a new song filled with words I've been holding for way too long. My rape story has become my rallying call. Watch me as I march on through the hall of the silenced, the broken, the lost, and the dead. It has become my duty to paint it all red.